Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another plan with me for you for the week of August 31st through September 6th. And for this plan with me, I just decided to re-record the voiceover and do my sort of mini life update now. So if you are interested in hearing about what's happened in my life over the last couple of months, go ahead and keep watching and listening. If you are just here for the plans, go ahead and mute me and just maybe listen to your own music. So without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. So the reasons I'm sort of doing a life update now are, well, primarily because it's sort of cathartic for me to talk about. And I know that I put a fair amount of my life on the internet because I do plan with me's, and these are the things that are actually happening in my real life. And, you know, even though there's, you know, you guys get to see what happens in the day-to-day, it sort of really only scratches the surface. And so providing some additional context is both helpful for me and maybe perhaps informative for you as well if you are curious. So, yeah, and I also am going to be talking about my autoimmune disease today, and sort of the reason I'm talking about it now is because of, you know, certain life events that I'm going to get into, but also because I've been watching Samantha Plans for a long time, and if you don't know who she is, I don't know how you found my channel, to be quite honest with you. Because she's pretty prominent in the planner community. And when she was talking about her experience as she was dealing with her lupus symptoms, even though I don't have lupus, I will get into that at some point, it was helpful for me to hear somebody else's experience with their own autoimmune disease. And it made me feel like she normalized the conversation a little bit around autoimmune disease, at least in my mind. And it made me feel not so weird, not so abnormal, having and living with an autoimmune disease. So I will go ahead and get into that. So vast majority of you who watch my channel probably don't know this, but I do have Graves' disease. And Graves' disease is an autoimmune disease that attacks your thyroid. Now, gosh, it's been almost 2 years. I know I mentioned it briefly on my channel, but in February of 2019, I ended up going through an iodine treatment. It's like an iodine radiation treatment to basically get rid of the rest of my thyroid because it was causing me a lot of additional health issues. But that is sort of in the past. I, for a while now, well, not at this point, but before August, had been at least in a state of consistency with my autoimmune disease. It was fairly well controlled, and I was just sort of going about my normal day-to-day for a while until this summer, where I had an autoimmune flare. And this doesn't happen to everybody who has Graves' disease. It's uncommon, but it can happen where if you have Graves' disease, your your immune system can start attacking your eye muscles. And that was what happened to me over the summer when I had my autoimmune flare. And ultimately why I ended up going into the ER, which you guys saw, I think, not the last plan with me, but the one before that. So that was what was happening at that time. So when your immune system starts attacking your eye muscles, obviously there's inflammation that occurs, and it sort of causes the appearance of your eyes bulging, and that has happened to me as well. So it sort of looks like my right eye is bulging, and I have a lot of extra pressure behind my eyes because of the fact that my eye muscles are inflamed. So that caused a lot of, I guess, additional symptoms. It was getting to the point where it was painful for me to look around anywhere. So it was painful to read, and it ended up causing a lot of migraines on a pretty consistent basis. I was also concerned that there might be impacts on my vision because that can also happen. So yeah, after I went to the ER and they confirmed that the eye symptoms I was having were due to my autoimmune disease, I ended up going to see an ophthalmologist. And I believe that that might be happening in the week that you're seeing me plan currently, I believe. So I went to go see an ophthalmologist, and he recommended going on an IV steroid treatment for, it was like a 4 or 5 week treatment period. So you guys are going to see that in the upcoming Plan With Me's that I have filmed but haven't, or I'm going to re-record the voiceovers for those just because I wasn't really happy with how those turned out. I felt like I was giving like sort of half explanations, but that's sort of besides the point. The purpose of the IV steroids was to sort of suppress my immune system, which was frankly a bit scary in the middle of a pandemic, looking at suppressing my immune system. So I did go through that treatment. You guys will see that over the next few Plan With Me's because it was sort of like a longer, like a medium term sort of treatment. It's not something that I'll be doing for the rest of my life, but it was like 4 or 5 weeks of me basically not being allowed to leave my house because my immune system was suppressed, except to, of course, go and get the IVs. That was the one exception. So you guys are going to see a lot of sort of struggle weeks, especially when it comes to sleep. Like you guys are going to be seeing me mark insomnia a lot in my upcoming Plan With Me's because that is a pretty major side effect of high doses of steroids. So, and that's actually also a pretty big reason why I wasn't recording voiceovers during that time. I was still planning in my planner because it was still functional for me, and I was still recording it because I figured, why not? But I wasn't really able to record voiceovers because I was just pretty severely sleep deprived, and it just, to hear me talk for like even 5 minutes straight, it didn't quite make a lot of sense. Just, you know, sleep deprivation, that's a thing. So, anyway, that was sort of what was happening during that time. Let's see, it is December 16th when I'm recording this voiceover, and that treatment has been over for a couple of months now. Unfortunately, it wasn't super successful for me. Like, the good news was that my eye didn't get worse, or I should say eyes because this is affecting both of my eyes. But the bad news is that it didn't get better. So I am working with my doctor right now, and if this goes live tomorrow on December 17th, that will be the day where I am starting the Plan B treatment. And I'm excited. And I'm nervous. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, but that's sort of why I'm recording this voiceover life update sort of thing now, as opposed to like any other time or making it wait or anything like that. It just feels like over the last couple of months, I've really been wanting to record more voiceovers and put more out on my channel, but there have been sort of a number of setbacks along the way, and I wanted to give you guys an update when I have something a little bit more positive to talk about or more positive to look forward to, because this is sort of going to be kind of a long-term thing that's going to be happening on my channel. The Plan B treatment is sort of over a span of about 6 months, and I'll be starting that, yeah, tomorrow. So, or today, potentially, when you guys are seeing this video. So, like I said, I'm pretty cautiously optimistic. I am looking forward to what comes next in this part of my journey. And so, and part of this is also because I don't want to feel compelled within myself to sort of explain or give half explanations for the next Plan With Me's. And I feel like maybe by making this video, I'll have something to reference if, you know, if anybody has any sort of questions as to what the heck is happening in your planner? Why do you go to the doctor so often? Because I you know, I don't get comments like that, but don't know, internally I'm always curious if, you know, if I watch somebody else's plan with me, I genuinely am interested in what's going on in their lives. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make this video and chat with you guys about something a little bit more personal, something that makes me feel a little bit more vulnerable, I guess. But also I'm just genuinely hoping that if anybody else is in sort of a similar situation, that maybe seeing somebody else's journey is helpful for you. So yeah, and especially since this is, like I said, going to be kind of an ongoing thing in my planner for a little while, at least, you know, you guys will see when I go in for infusions or things like that, or doctor appointments, because those kinds of appointments are always marked in my planner. So, and just to provide a little bit of context, both for you and for myself. So, I guess in other life news, I have also gotten a new job, which I'm really enjoying, and that has also been a positive change in my life, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in 2021. Not that I think it's going to be drastically different in terms of the pandemic or anything like that. And I know a lot of us have been going through it this year. So if there are other topics that you would like me to talk about in the next couple of weeks, whether they're planner related or otherwise, please let me know in the comments below. And also, the next video that I will be posting for you guys will be my 2021 planner setup. I did just finish setting it up over this past weekend on Sunday. So that will be the next video, and a considerably more positive video for you guys to see next. And I think that's pretty much the vast majority of what I wanted to say. So if you made it this far in this video, you deserve some applause. Thank you for watching, and always thank you for watching. I really appreciate that you guys like and comment on my videos, and you're just so incredibly kind and supportive. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video somehow. I hope that maybe it helped you, and I will see you in my next one. Stay safe, everyone.